made it here. The dog doesn't like me. Cathy's out getting lunch somewhere. So I just rode through LA traffic. So as I just said, I did make it here to LA. Actually, today was a really nice day on the bike. Up until the part where I got off the Angles Crest Highway. But the Angles Crest Highway was awesome. It turns out that there is part of it that is closed. However, there is a detour. It's about a 9-mile detour, and it takes you down Big Tahunga Canyon Road, and then you get on a Forest Service road and then go back up to Route 2, which is the Angles Crest Highway. But really nice ride. And so now we are going to spend tomorrow getting ready to go. I've packed up all of my camping gear and everything, and we're sending that back home, and we're whittling things down. Going to make sure that everything fits on the bike that we need, and then we'll head out on the 3rd, right, from here. So tomorrow, again, like I said, it's going to be a down day, getting everything ready. So that's basically it. And this is our friend Karen, who is graciously allowing us to take over her house for a day or two.
It's our pleasure.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And she's even going to let me change my oil in her driveway. She doesn't know what she's in for yet.
Well, right. I think ignorance in this case is the best way to go.
You're probably
yes.
right.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Zev.
Hi
and of
there.
course, Cathy.
Good morning.
Hi.
And we have Zev is our chef this morning.
Oh yes, that's my career path. I'm a chef.
And he dresses for the pod.
He dresses
too.
very well
Exactly,
for it, right?
Yeah.
Executive chef.
Look at that. We'll just do a little bit of everything here.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow. Smells so yummy.
Yeah, looks great.
Oh, should I move the car so that,
Voila.
So at this point, I think I want to stop and talk to you a little bit about the trip and how it's been so far. Because when I pulled into Los Angeles, I had been on the road now for 31 days. And while I got to talk to my wife pretty much every night, you know, on the phone or, you know, on the internet, something like that, still we hadn't seen each other in, well, over a month now.
As it turns out, Karen and I were out to lunch, and we got a phone call from Craig. He had arrived. Dagnabbit, I wanted to be home in the driveway jumping up and down when I saw him, but instead I was out to lunch. And the funny part of the story is that even though Craig had the address of my friend Karen and Zev's home, he ended up at the next door neighbor's house, the neighbor that they've never really talked to in their whole lives, and it was kind of like funny because the next door neighbor didn't even know who they were. So it was a little comical. But I couldn't wait to hurry up and finish lunch and get over there to see him.
I mean, overall the trip had been fantastic. I spent the first part of it traveling with some new friends and some old friends. I got to see my parents. I got to be by myself for a good period of time. So the trip was really going well. But as I said, again, I was also away from my wife Cathy for the longest period of time since we got married, well, about 28 years ago.
And it was really lovely to see him. And it was very special because I love my husband very much and I miss him, but I also knew that I was greeting him after him taking a 31-day adventure. And like Craig said, We got to speak every night. We did a little bit of, video chatting and such. But there's just nothing like getting a really big bear hug and a little smooch from the man that you love.
So as I pulled into LA, there was a lot of excitement in getting to see Cathy again and hooking up with her. But there was a little bit of, I have to say, trepidation because I knew that the trip was going to change.
I can't say that I was nervous, but I was wondering how things were going to go for us because of the fact that this was the first longest trip that I had ever taken on the bike, riding almost every day with a couple of rest days here and there after the big accident that I had had about a year and a half or so before the trip. And I was also, truth be told, a little bit nervous because I knew it was going to be quite different for Craig now, having me on the back, having to maneuver the bike in a different way, having to be responsible for me. And I was excited and happy and nervous all at the same time. But let me tell you, after a day or two of Craig resting, I couldn't wait to get on the road with him. And it was a very, very exciting day.